Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to week 8, episode 8 of the Chop on the Top. My name is Blake, the Nature Boy Robertson, and this is William taking his blood pressure.
Hey. That game did a number to this. That game was intense. That game was. Yeah! But you know what?
Ah! He is excited about
We
it.
did it. We beat Florida.
You want to tell him what that is in your hand?
Got me some alligator. Open it.
Oh, Lord. Congratulations.
Thank
The
you.
Florida Gators went down to the Tennessee Vols, but it took all you had. You agree? That took your life, didn't it?
Well, it took damn several years off my life.
Yeah.
But we did
I've
it.
had some games like that. So I can say there's no way that me to have games like that. My team's 1-5.
Let's just say, how much did you lose by this week to the bye week?
Yeah, about 30.
You lost by 30 to the bye week. Awesome.
But off the top, Friday night, me and William will be in Wallace. Is it Wade Wallace? Wallace Wade Stadium, Durham, North Carolina, for Duke and Florida State as our first road show. And we are still figuring out. We thought we had a place to do the podcast or a quick podcast on Friday, but we're still looking
We're finalizing details now.
Looking for a good
Once
spot.
we find out, we will reach out to you guys via social media, and we will go from there.
So now we're on to week number 8. What week is this? Week 7. Week 7 of college football.
Recap week 7. What a week it was.
One thing I can say is on Saturdays, just sit back. Let the everything unfold right in front of you. You never know from Saturday to Saturday what's going to happen.
Including the anxiety.
Yeah, which is the best part of it.
Sure, depends who you talk to.
Well, you won. That's the best thing.
I will say
this. Be different.
I want to say this about Tennessee.
Kyle Rocket Top.
It seems like to me, and I don't know what it is about Florida State, because we both play the Gators annually.
Annually. I mean.
Whoa. So, every year, no matter how good we are, no matter how much we're favored by, we always struggle. We always struggle to Florida. And it's obnoxious. It is obnoxious. I was literally texting my friend over the weekend. It's like every time we play the Gators, we drink the stupid juice and forget how to play football.
It's a rivalry game.
That's what I got to do with it. For once, I've been a Tennessee fan since 2012, since I started going there. I don't think we've had one peaceful game against Florida where I've been able to sit back, relax, and enjoy the ball game.
Right. I don't remember one. You're right. It's been a long time if you have. I don't know. I mean, I can't call one.
It's a year where you've just absolutely blown out the Gators and taken care of business.
They've blown us out.
No, they've blown us out.
Two names come. One name comes to mind. Tim Tebow.
Yeah, that haunts us both. That man haunts our nightmares. We see you, Tim. Thank you for haunting our nightmares and ruining our lives.
Right. Tim freaking Tebow. But on to other games. Saturday night.
Oh boy. Alabama struggled again.
Yeah.
Barely squeaking by. Had to win the game on an interception late. I watched a good bit of that game. That is not the same Alabama team.
You better believe it. Well,
since the halftime of the Georgia game, they have been a complete mess.
Yeah,
completely different team.
You know where I'm going with that, where it all ended.
When Saban walked.
When Saban left. DeVore is not as, I don't know. It's different. I keep saying this. It's not, Washington is not Tuscaloosa. Seattle's not Tuscaloosa.
Absolutely
not. Tuscaloosa is the hotbed of college football.
Yes.
That's where if you lose by 1 point to anybody, they're going to go off. And I think DeVore is losing control of the team.
To an extent, I think so. But he looked in his sideline interview after the game. Boy, he looked a little too happy.
And in the press conference about Malachi again, I still think there needed to be punishment. I don't think you can. They're setting a tone for the future for Alabama. You can just come here and do what you want to do. That's what that sets. Whereas the opposite was set for how many years was he here? We there 14?
14, 15 years.
Yeah, he was. And Nick Saban set a certain standard where I'm the boss.
Oh, yeah.
Everything falls under me, and if you mess up, guess where you're going to be? On the bench or out of here.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, they looked bad. They looked bad. They looked weak. They looked really inconsistent. Let me look at the numbers. I mean, Milrow went 16 of 23 for 209 yards and threw 2 picks. I mean, that will not get it done. That will not get it done. Ever since, I've said it before, ever since halftime of Georgia, they have not been the same. And it's just like, I don't know how, because we played Bama next. We played Bama next, and we'll get to that in a few minutes. But do I want to be confident or do I want to be concerned?
About Bama?
Yeah.
I'd be tremendously concerned.
What
not
that
diving off the dive board into the ocean dying concern. I'm just saying they're going to die. They're jumping off. They're already jumped off. But to me, you're winning. You're still in the hunt for what you want to get done.
Absolutely. Now, in other games, Pitt remains undefeated at 6-0, squeaking past Cal.
Yeah, but that Cinderella story is going to come to an end.
I think that'll come to a screeching halt at some point.
But it is the ACC, so I mean, I guess if they don't play Clemson or Miami, they could. Right?
Take a look at that. They play. Well,
you got Clemson.
They got Clemson, but it's in
which is interesting.
But it's in Pittsburgh,
and it'll be cold probably that night.
It'll be a November game in Pittsburgh. Maybe they'll have a chance. Penn State squeaked by.
Yes, they did. But
that was interesting.
That's all they needed to do. A road game. What did we say last week? All the way across the country.
Yep.
Very tough to do when kids don't do it often. Mm-hmm. And a win is a win is a win. And now they're a top 5 team, legit top 5 team in the country.
Absolutely. And then we got to get to the number 1 team in the land, Texas, the Red River Rivalry. They are wearing the golden hat. They beat Oklahoma.
Yep. Which we kind of call
Wallace they've had.
Well,
so long.
Yeah, they're a dominant team.
They're a dominant team.
We talked last week about revenge from last year.
Yes.
They got revenge by a lot. And now they're the number 1 team in the country.
They looked decent.
Now the number 1.
Windsor looked great. At 118 yards on 13 carries. I mean, he looked very good. And Texas is definitely the odds-on favorite to win it all. If not
for now.
For now.
They got a big one coming up Saturday.
Yes.
That'll put some kind of separation between them and everybody else if they win that one Saturday.
Another rivalry game with a trophy at stake. The Purdue Cannon is going to Champaign.
How he knows all these rivalry game awards is just boggles the mind. But it's good. I like it.
Illinois comes back.
Barely got it done.
Had a late field goal. They blew a big lead.
Yeah. But in this era.
With 2 seconds left, tied it on a field goal. And then Purdue in overtime misses the 2-point conversion, which opened the door for Illinois to take care of business. Altmaier didn't play the greatest game of his life, but he played great.
He played it. He had 3 touchdowns and 300 yards passing. I'll say that's a great game.
But you're right. He had a great game.
And this man right here talked about Altmaier from the start. What's wrong with you?
I'm getting under his skin.
Yeah.
You have been bamboozled, sir. Georgia takes care of business at home versus Mississippi State.
Yeah. What do you think they should do with him knocking the quarterback down? Kirby Smart. What do you think they should not get to do with
I
him?
didn't really see much about it.
What happened to the man from Ohio State's old coach when he knocked somebody down, hit somebody in the head? He was gone.
Oh no, he sucker punched him.
That's what I'm saying.
Woody Hayes?
Yeah, Woody Hayes.
Oh,
That's
Woody
what I'm
Hayes.
saying. So what's the difference what Smart did and what Woody Hayes did?
I'm not sure.
He knocked the kid down, did he not?
I didn't see the clip.
I think he almost knocked him down.
I'll look at the clip later.
I'm saying a 1-game suspension.
I would be okay with
for
that.
contact with another team's player.
Yes.
But it's a different era now. It's crazy how certain things have gotten stricter and certain things we live along. Like great coaches don't get punished for something like that.
Oh, absolutely.
And Woody Hayes was probably the greatest coach of all time at that point.
Well, at that point, definitely at that point, one of the greatest coaches ever. Coach. LSU.
Oh yeah.
Takes down Ole Miss. Well, that was a wild one.
I was watching 3 games at one time at 7:30 on Saturday night. LSU, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt, and the Oregon Ohio State game. That was some great football. Y'all were in fourth. I mean, he watched all of you one time.
You would watch your co-host show team?
I mean, I had my eye on it, but I had bets going on the other 3 games. But that was one of the funnest.
I did them too.
Yeah, well, you were there. Yeah, you had a lot of bets going on in your head. But anyway, that was some of the funnest football I've seen. And Nutmaker had a great.
Nussmeyer.
Oh, Nussmeyer. Sorry. I mean, oh man, that's his. That okay. I just now figured out his name. I thought it was Nutmaker. The Commodore, yeah. The Commodore took care of business.
We'll get to them in a minute, Coach.
They cost me $5.
You bet on Kentucky?
Absolutely. I didn't think. No, well, I can't say that because we have to say what we want to say on here. I didn't think Vanderbilt could carry over, and they were too excited from their game. But that shows that this is a different Vanderbilt team.
That's true. That is true. That is a different Vanderbilt team, and I don't like it.
And there's another thing that win does that they're showing me. They have a slim chance to go to Atlanta.
Zero chance to go to Atlanta.
He might. I see. I got you back on that one, Bob. I made sure that I said some negative things, and I come back with a great win, and they might can go to Atlanta. Wouldn't that be crazy to have Vanderbilt in Atlanta?
Yeah, no, I mean,
I think of that. And then the big one, Eugene, Oregon.
The big one.
The slide.
Wow. It's the Cobra schedule. Comes out at 8.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll get to that later. We'll get to that towards the end.
I wish we could have done this after that. Maybe we could break down some of those games, but maybe we'll remember that next week.
Next week.
Next week. We'll have to remember that.
First, we got to get to Eugene. The wild one in Eugene. I had that one going between that and the LSU one on my iPad. And wow, oh my, that ending though. Apparently, I'm hearing a rumor that Danny Lanning.
I'm gonna give you a rumor.
Don't tell people I have concepts of a plan.
That's right. I got some plans in my home head. That's very scary.
No.
You don't want to do that.
Apparently, Danny Lanning took advantage of the 12 men on the field rule.
That's right.
What do you think on that? Because apparently what he did was
very smart.
He intentionally put 12 men on the field and took the penalty, but because he did it, 4 seconds ran off the clock.
That shows he's a great coach.
But would you consider that cheating?
No. He's got the rules.
Would you consider it a loophole?
Let's ask you a question. Me and you, I used to be a Patriot fan. You're a Patriot fan. We remember a time when they all had a coach that would circumvent the rules just to not be illegal, but take some liberties that would fool some defenses, and he had somebody to do it for him with some guy named Tom Brady. But we'll get to that later. But how can we talk about getting by with some things if we're a former Patriot or a Patriot fan?
Fair enough. Now, I don't care if it's cheating or not.
It's not cheating when it's not illegal.
But is that a loophole that you could see be closed up down the road?
No, I mean, it is what it is. For the time being, game by game, he did what he had to do to get out of there with a win.
It was beautiful.
But whose fault is it for not sliding earlier? That's it.
Howard.
Right. The clock would have stopped with 2 seconds to go. Did they have a timeout left? I can't remember.
I think they did.
If they didn't, or if they did, they had time to spike the ball.
Yes, I will definitely ask my old man.
Iowa State beat West Virginia on high on the mountain. Iowa State is just slipping under the radar.
They are really just flying under that radar.
And that's probably where they want to be. If they win the Big 12, guess where they go?
That is beautiful. Yes, it is hate week. Yes, it is hate week for us.
On.
When it comes, we will get to that later.
And on Friday night, we had Utah slip up with Rising playing. Would he play? Yeah, he did. And then Arizona State, I think they're an undercard team still to be determined. They can make a run at the playoffs. What do you think?
Absolutely.
They're getting by. None of the Big 12 schools look very greatly impressive. Except maybe BYU, when you say. Iowa State's flying on the radar, but Boise State blowing some teams out.
Oh, yeah.
And another game, Kansas State and Colorado. The Buffs went down. Travis Hunter's out. We don't know how long he's out for. That's going to take a lot out of their steam. But Kansas State, like we said, can run the football, can they not?
Oh, yeah, they can.
Avery Johnson, not the one that played basketball, but the white Avery Johnson has having some pretty good numbers for the season.
Yes. And Boise State took care of business against.
You want to go ahead and go with your player of the week? It's the same one every week.
Oh yeah,
good God Almighty!
And Jenny won it again.
31 carries,
217 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, I think he could legitimately get 2,000 yards.
He is the number one Heisman right now. He's the number one in the Heisman rankings.
If I had a Heisman vote, he would be my vote.
Yeah, I got to see him play. But the thing about him, he's not, well, other than Oregon, he's not playing what you call top defenses.
Top defenses.
That's going to hurt him in the long run. But it may not. We'll see.
I think this is a year where the Heisman is just wide open.
Oh, it definitely is wide open.
There's not that clear-cut winner this year.
I mean, very often it's the quarterback winning the Heisman. This year it could be the running back.
Could be a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So let's preview next week's action.
You want to call about a couple more games?
A couple more games?
Yeah.
Which ones do you want to hit up?
I want to go Clemson went to Winston-Salem and wiped out the Wake Forest Demon Deacons.
Yeah, that was interesting. I watched a little bit of that game.
Always selling or buying Clemson as not an ACC championship contender, a national championship contender. Are you selling or buying?
Selling national championship, buying ACC.
Oh, definitely. Iowa. Who knew they had an offense?
Well,
Did you know that?
They got rid of that one coordinator.
And they won. They scored 40 points in one game.
I don't think did they score 40 points all last season?
May not have. Our two favorite teams, or my second and third favorite team this year, Army and Navy, still undefeated.
The service academies they are ranked.
And we want them. Yes. And we want them to play for the title undefeated in the American. Please. That would be like the ultimate thing for me. Outside of Florida State going on undefeated the rest of the season. Maybe something like that.
Do you even know how to win a game?
We're going to win Friday night. Screw Duke. We're gonna get Duke warmed up for the basketball season by me whooping their butt. That's gonna happen twice more times than basketball season.
BYU blew out Arizona. I thought that game was gonna be closer.
BYU.
Boy, a game I thought was gonna be close this week.
You're wrong.
I was completely wrong. James Madison blew out Coastal
Carolina. Yeah, James Madison.
Didn't we say that game was going to be close?
I think we did.
I think we did, and I thought it was going to be close, and then just James Madison just went in and blew the doors.
They did. James Madison looked good. Now we can move to next week.
And now we're on to next week where Saturday is this coming up. You know what Saturday?
19th.
No. What number Saturday?
3rd.
In?
The month of October.
It is the 3rd Saturday in October. Tennessee, Alabama.
Oh.
No. Absolutely not. Absolutely
Woo!
not. This game, I think, is about as close as it's been on paper in years. Most sports books I've seen it have Alabama slightly favored, anywhere
Which is
between
terrible.
1 and 3 points.
Can I ask you this? We all favor what was the spread in 22? You think Alabama was favored?
I think Alabama was at least a touchdown favorite.
Okay. I would have to agree with you on that one.
But it's definitely the most.
Go ahead and break it down. Break it down for us, William. I know you're fired up with this. How much? What do you want to need around you Saturday night? What do you want? You have to have an oxygen tank do Saturday
I'm gonna
night?
need some anxiety pills. I'm gonna need some blood pressure pills. I might need an oxygen tank.
I might need to bring you out to kickbacks and let you watch it out there.
No, we are not leaving this house. So nobody needs to see me in public that night. No, it's an afternoon game actually. It's a 3:30 game.
That's what I'm saying. Bring you out to kickbacks. I want to see this.
You want to see me with crippling anxiety?
Yes.
Boy, past week wasn't bad enough. I may have to take my blood pressure before the game. But no, I think we'll get it done.
I do too.
Nico needs to clean it up. Nico needs to clean it up. The offense needs to click early. We cannot. Our defense is good.
Yeah.
The problem is these two are the most Jekyll and Hyde teams we have seen.
Well, maybe not. But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
We only scored, zero, hardly any against Arkansas. We had to win it overtime against Florida. Yeah. But yet we're the same team that dump truck both NC State, Kent State, and Oklahoma. This is at home.
Right.
This is at home. We need this game. And I'm hearing it is a wear orange game. A wear orange game. If you're going to the game at Neyland, wear your orange.
Basically, they don't have a bunch of oranges.
Yeah, and I'm waiting to hear you see if you'll say something else.
I don't know what else they were thinking, but obviously not.
Prison yard.
Oh, no. We already dealt with that.
We really do need to get the offense going early. Because if we don't, and Alabama comes out and fired.
You say I'm fired?
They come out firing early. We are.
Who are you fired?
No, they come out early. They come out of the gate good.
Keep your concentration, William. Don't let me get you out of concentration.
We need this game, and I do think we will win this game.
Me too.
What's the over under 55? I'm going 35-30. Tennessee.
How Rocket Top?
Absolutely.
Are you gonna dump the goalpost in the lake?
I'm not sure this time.
Okay.
We might. I haven't heard anything, but we might.
Yeah. Like you said, but like you were going to say something about the rankings. I agree. 11 is too low for Tennessee. The way the season is going, the way everybody is playing, Tennessee should still be a top 10 team. Go ahead.
Okay, my thing I don't understand about the rankings is this. Alabama loses their previous game. Mm-hmm. Struggles against a middle of the pack team. Yeah. Below average team. They don't move at all. Yeah. We lose our previous game. We struggle in a rivalry game
at home
and win it overtime.
Right.
We drop 3 points.
Right.
Okay, I would have been okay with a spot, maybe. But it's like, where's the consistency?
That's true. Well, it's still the Nick Saban effect. But you win Saturday night or Saturday afternoon.
We will skyrocket up that
point. You go right back up.
We'll shoot right back up the top.
My take on it is, I think Florida. This is a hot take I'm about to tell you. Florida has a better defense than Alabama. I said that. That's what I said.
Oh, what logic?
Well, they shut y'all down. They've had some pretty good defensive performance this year. Alabama's allowed 40 points to Vanderbilt. Sorry again, Bob. And 29 or whatever, 27 to South Carolina. So I'm saying Tennessee high on Rocket Top. Saturday afternoon, final score 35-25. Tennessee gets a 10-point win, and they sky back up the rankings because I think Alabama is finding themselves in a little bit of a quandrum as they can't fully find their footing, and now they got to go on the road to a place where that place is going to be sold out, fired up, ready to roll Saturday night, Saturday afternoon.
Very hostile.
And there's another game day, heading down to Austin. Or you want to do the top 25 first? Top 5 first?
Well, we can do. We're already going. Let's keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling. Texas and Georgia. That's another interesting matchup, which I feel like is going to separate the men from the boys in this one. Georgia's hanging around top 5 just by the skin of their chin.
Yeah.
Now they go to Austin, Texas against the most complete team in college football right now. And I feel like there's not much doubt in this one to me. I know some people in Athens might say, Blake, we are won so many games in a row or only lost one game in the last so many days, so many games. Well, Austin, Texas is real this year. No matter whether it's Ayers or Manning, they would win this game Saturday night to me. So I'm thinking the final score, Austin, Texas, 35-28, Texas Longhorns.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a complete. It's going to be an evenly fought game. I do think Texas is the most complete team in college football. I think Georgia, on their best, can be one of the best teams in the country.
Best teams. Not always win.
But Texas has been consistent.
Very consistent.
Texas has been consistent.
Have they been in a fight yet with anybody? A close matchup?
I do not think so, no.
They've run through the whole schedule. Georgia's had a fight with 2 or 3 teams now, right?
Yeah, I mean, the closest they've gotten is with Michigan.
Yeah. And that wasn't really that close.
No, it wasn't. And, boy, I got to go with my UT brothers in Burnt Orange. Give me Texas, but I think it'll be close. Give me 31-28.
Okay.
Look 'em horns.
No, that's right. They only got some under the level game. There's some 2 top main event primetime matchups. Then we've got some pretty decent matchups on the undercard. We've got, first off, we've got a game at Ann Arbor that
No, it's in Champaign.
You got it.
That's how I got it wrong. Oh, I wrote it wrong. My bad. I wrote it wrong in our notes. Oops.
Oh man. Let's go back to the provost. Go back to the
Let me go back to the production show.
Yeah, production show. We're going backwards. But anyway, in Champaign, Michigan and Illinois, the winner of that game moves on in the Big Ten race. The other one, Michigan, probably falls out.
Well, Michigan's
if anything. And Illinois still, with a win, still has a chance to do something they've never done probably before, and that's play even near the national championship, right?
Oh, they've been to the Rose Bowl a bunch.
Okay. But I got at home again, Ottmeyer doing his thing again with I think he's going to win, and it's going to be a high scoring affair for Illinois, and Michigan's going to be saying, I'll see you next year. 35-21 Illinois at home.
We always talk about the put up or shut up game.
Yeah.
This is the put up or shut up game for Michigan. They've got to get it done. They are done. They are dead to right in the Big Ten, in the national championship rate. If they lose this game, that'll be their 3rd loss of the year before Halloween. They need this win. This would also mean back-to-back losses for Michigan.
Yep.
We're live right now. We're a live show right now. Give me Illinois. I'm still on the Illinois hype train. Illinois has been very consistent. Altmaier's been consistent.
You said that from the start of the season. You're right.
I didn't really think much coming in, but watching them play a bunch has been really good. We're working on that.
Right.
But no, I think Illinois gets it done. But I think it's gonna be a low-scoring affair. I think it's gonna be another Big Ten, you know, drag out, smack out fight. Give me 24-21 Illini.
A low scoring game.
Yeah.
Your quarterback's going to. Altmaier is pretty good. I think he's going to be able to
Well,
keep
I
some
think he's
points up.
good, but next game.
Next game, we go to Hoosier Town. Usually a basketball place, but this year they're 6-0 in college football. And Google the coach. That's what he told us to do last week, or a couple weeks ago when he won his last game against Northwestern. He said, Google me. So we're going to Google him a little bit more tonight. We haven't talked about Indiana as much as we probably should have coming up into this game, but now he's on our board tonight.
In Indiana, we apologize for the disrespect to your fans. We're getting there. We're believing. We're believing.
Oh, we are?
We are?
No, because they're coming up in November. November is going to be a little rough for them. But for
we
now, this game is definitely in Indiana, correct?
Yeah, that is in Wilmington.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and go with your pick first.
Ooh. Indiana's played well. Oh, yeah.
Why are you getting your pin?
You never know. They have beaten some middle-of-the-pack teams. They've not really been tested. Nebraska, on the other hand, has had a few tests. A few, and their one loss was at home to Illinois. I think the Hoosier train keeps on rolling.
I say Google Meet. Not so fast, my friend. Matt Rule and his Nebraska Cornhuskers are coming on the road to Champaign, Illinois.
No, Indiana.
Indiana. Indiana. We got, it's Big Ten, same thing. Anyway. Whoa! Indiana's going down Saturday to the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and it's a 6-point spread. Spit on that thing. Oh, what's happening? The train is off the rail.
The train is slowly going off the rails.
Nebraska wins 28-21.
Let's see. The next game, your favorite. Miami. The U goes to Louisville.
Yep. You know it's going to be close because they can't not play a close game in the ACC. And you know it's going to be like a one play left in the game too. That's what been the last 2 wins from Miami.
I think this to me is the textbook definition of a trap game.
Okay.
For the Canes.
Explain that to us.
The trap game. They're looking ahead later on in the year.
Well, you think they're looking for ahead to next week? Maybe. When that team comes down to Miami?
Maybe. Maybe. I think Louisville is a good team. I do like to see what they can do. Their only losses were at Notre Dame and to SMU, who have been playing really good ball. I see the Cardinals pulling the upset.
Wow.
34-31.
Okay.
In my drop kick game of the week.
Might be 3 points.
Yeah. 31. Still not game kick of the week.
All right.
Don't deny.
I know what you're thinking. I hate Miami, so I'm picking Louisville, right? No. I'm picking Miami.
You're smarter than that.
I want Miami undefeated, just in case there's a smidge hope that Florida State can win a game in Miami. At least we beat an undefeated team this year, right?
Yes.
And we beat an undefeated Miami team. So I'm saying Miami wins. Like you say, it's going to be a close one. Another close game. 35-34, Miami by 1.
That's not a bad pick. Our next one.
One of your favorite places to talk about.
The boot game.
Fayetteville.
Oh, yeah, that little house of horrors.
Yeah. Yep.
We don't talk about it.
We just did.
Yes. It is the boot game. We got LSU going down to Arkansas, and hopefully, not facing the same fate Tennessee did down in hog heaven.
We know it's going to be close.
I think
we know it's going to be a tight one. It's the SEC. Every game's tight in the SEC.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you just way back. Even Mississippi State took Georgia to a tough game. The worst team in the SEC.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and this is a rivalry game. This is a trophy game.
Who you got, William?
I think LSU, unlike us, takes care of business, eats the pork chop, eats the bacon, and takes the boot back to Baton Rouge.
So what's your quarterback's name?
Nussmeier.
Your quarterback.
Oh, our quarterback? Yeah. Nico Iamaleava.
As bad as he played in Arkansas, he's a better quarterback than Nussmeier.
Yes.
Correct? So I'm going Arkansas. At home, even though LSU just had a great win against Ole Miss and a couple other before that. I just think if they can beat your quarterback, they can beat LSU's quarterback. He is so inconsistent. He had to throw the ball 20 times to complete 10 balls Saturday. Okay? So I'm going Arkansas 34-31 in Fayetteville to put LSU back down in the race for Atlanta.
Oh.
Then we got one more top game, which is it's not really a great top game, but two teams that
have been playing.
It's the Rudy game.
This year.
It's the Rudy game. That's why it's a big game. Never mind, it's the Rudy game.
Which was, by the way, Rudy was offsides.
We don't talk about offsides. People get mad about offsides penalties.
You would know.
I would.
Georgia Tech's been playing decent. Notre Dame has turned a corner. I mean, Georgia Tech's only 2 losses came to Q's, came on the road. They're undefeated at home and abroad.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech is undefeated abroad.
I like how you did that. Thank you.
Hey, not the cheap shot that ESPN threw.
Which one is that? How many have they thrown last year?
The one that said what Florida State would gain hope and respect.
That's just another way to get back at us. Either way, we got Nebraska, Notre Dame winning, right? No.
Not so fast.
Picking Georgia Tech.
Hear me out.
Okay.
Notre Dame, this again. Like I said with Miami and Louisville.
I think it's a trap game.
I think it's a trap
game. Who'd they play next week?
Pulling that up now. They play the next week.
Navy. Oh, you're right.
They play Navy. I think they're going to.
You want to save that for next week? Then get beat for next week?
Yes.
You change your mind?
No, I think they're looking ahead. I think the Irish are looking ahead to Notre Dame.
Okay.
Or maybe Notre Dame is looking ahead to Navy.
They are
not paying attention to Georgia Tech.
Oh.
They're going to step on that yellow jacket nest and get stung. Stung in Atlanta.
Okay. Well, I'm saying Notre Dame wins pretty easily, 35-21. Well,
actually, it's theoretically a neutral site game.
It's in Atlanta, isn't it?
Well, but it's not at Bobby Dodd. It's at MBS. It's Mercedes-Benz.
Right, in Atlanta.
But technically, it's considered a neutral site.
Oh, stupid guy over here. And some other games coming up this week. Let me talk about my game, I guess. Florida State and Duke. I feel like Duke's defense is really good. I still think there's a good chance that Brock Glenn could be the future quarterback for Florida State if the team catches the ball. I think they have a real good shot at winning this game. The spread's 4? So this is my dropkick game of the week. And I'm going to chop all over Durham on Friday night as Florida State wins 21-20. And a knockdown dragout. I think our defense is going to step up. There's not really a great player on Duke's team. Would you agree with that?
I think Duke's got a lot of good players.
Great.
Not great.
Not like they had in Clemson or some other places we played
in. No, not like they have in basketball either. But
so we're going to say Florida State takes care of TCB, taking care of business, as me and William travel the hour-long trip to Durham to watch Florida State beat Duke in Durham and stay undefeated against Duke all time. The last remaining ACC team that has not beaten Florida State. Florida State of all the originals. You know what I'm talking about? Not SMU, California, and Stanford. So Florida State 28, 21-20, Friday night. Uh-oh, got a Duke fan over here.
Not so fast, my friend. You're right. We do not have great players. We have a Duke. Duke has a collection, a team of good players that make the team great.
Okay.
And I think they will get it done. I think Florida State is down and out. What are they playing for at this point?
Bowl game.
Not if they don't win this game.
That's what I'm talking about. Why you gotta be like this? Why you gonna be hard on me tonight? I'm gonna chop so loud Friday night. Your ears will be ringing when you leave that place.
We'll see. No, I really think Duke gets it done. No, I think Duke gets it done. Give me 28-24.
All right. And move on to some other games this week. Our favorite team, our second favorite team, Army, is a home game against East Carolina. And I think that's going to be a runaway train again.
For the Army.
Yeah, definitely. Army
moves
United
on. United States Army. And then Navy plays a North Carolina team. They play Charlotte. They'll take care of business.
It's going to be a whooping. Even though they're both undefeated in the conference. Who in the world saw Charlotte in the top tier of that conference this year?
Reality will get them soon.
There you go. Let's see. What else we got Saturday?
Kentucky, Florida.
Wow. That snuck up on us. I think Florida's a pretty decent team now.
I think Legway is a good quarterback. I think Legway is definitely a good quarterback. He's
what makes him good? When Wentz went out, y'all won. That's when y'all won. It really is.
I didn't think he was a great quarterback. Well, he's
definitely not great.
He's serviceable. And he can be serviceable.
Okay.
But he's just a freshman.
10 years ago, if I told, 10 years ago, if I told you USC and Maryland's going to be a conference game one day, what would you have told me?
On crack.
Well, we must have been, somebody's on crack because the NCAA made it, or whatever we're talking about, the money. It's all about money. Big Ten and Pac-12 made that. That's amazing. I still can't get, how long will it take for you to be okay with that? Maryland and USC in the conference game.
Never.
A big game in southern Georgia on Saturday. James Madison travels to southern Georgia to take on what's their name, Bulldog maybe. And James Madison is favored by 10.
I think they'll get it done.
I was close, wasn't I? The Hawks.
No, they are the
Eagles.
The Eagles.
I had to assign because I wasn't right about their name.
I gotta go James Madison.
James Madison, the Dukes. I like James Madison. You know, they lost the game this year. They took out Coastal Carolina last week in an impressive victory on the road at home. Now they go on the road. I think they're going to do the same thing down there. Yeah.
Let's see.
You think Florida's going to beat Kentucky? Did you ever say that?
I gotta go Kentucky.
Really?
Yep.
After the loss to Vandy? You think Florida's going to take a nap?
I think so.
Isn't that one of them games where Florida's never lost at home, too?
No, they've lost one.
One time. That's what I thought.
Once or twice now.
And that's about it for this week. They have a lot of top games and then some other under-level games. But we're getting going in the conference schedule now. We're kind of seeing how teams really play. The Big 12, I think the most interesting conference outside the SEC is the Big 12.
That conference just seems kind of like somebody has to come out of that conference.
Exactly.
As of right now.
My favorite is BYU. I've changed my mind. I'm still, because Utah is not done because they got 6 more games to play. There's always a chance they can still get to Dallas, but I'm picking that conference as the most interesting conference to watch down the stretch. That
conference is the textbook definition of let everybody beat each other up and go from there.
Right. Do you think Colorado is done?
Yes.
Ooh, that way down there. God, man.
I scrolled down on the iPad to find them.
That was they're 13th now. Yeah. Is that where Deion won the lead this year?
No.
And without Travis, I think they're probably done.
They're done. They're done. We're done here.
So real quickly, top 5 teams in the country. Who we got? Go ahead first.
Texas. Number 2, Oregon. Number 3, Penn State. Number 4, Georgia. And for the first time in the history of the show,
I had a tie.
We haven't. Oh,
you remember that? No. Remember I had Oregon and somebody. Missouri.
You're right. You're right. My bad. I spoke too soon. Yeah. But I have tied the fair with Miami and LSU. I think after the way LSU held their ground against Ole Miss.
Yeah. That's all they could do is hold their ground.
They got it done. They are a top 5 team to me.
I just want to tell you something. Jackson Dart is horrible.
He really is.
I don't know what this. I don't see it. Do you see it?
No.
Anyway, we don't want to get too many. I wish we had an Ole Miss fan on here because I hate Ole Miss more than I ever did.
Nobody likes Ole Miss.
And then my top 5 is about the same with his: Texas, Oregon, Penn State, Georgia, and then Iowa State, who I think is just sneaking under the water at undefeated. BYU and Iowa State are probably in that same boat in the Big 12 where they're looking really good and sneaking on the water as we go forward here in the college football season. Now we're going to move to quickly updating us on the baseball playoffs. The New York Mets are about to go back to New York. Yeah, are about to go back to New York. Tied 1-1.
Yeah.
And then the Yankees and Guardians play tonight.
Yes.
Who you got in that series? I think that the actual game, I think I got 3 out of 4 right. How many did you get right, William?
None.
And I was just guessing.
I don't think I got any right.
Oh. If we go back and look and see you picked that, I'll probably have a good laugh on that one. But I think
it would be comedy gold.
I'm staying with the Guardians. The Guardians and you know what? I'm changing my whole thing. I want the Mets to play in the World Series. The Mets and the Guardians.
Mr. Braves fan.
Well, my buddy John, he's a big Mets fan and he loves his New York Mets, and I want to see him get to the World Series.
The Bostonian in me wants nothing to do with that.
What about that Bostonian in the World Series? What about the Yankees?
Please do not give me a Subway Series. Do not give me a Subway Series.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I thought the Yankees were the number 1 seed.
I think so.
Wow, I thought the Guardians were.
Big NFL.
Quick NFL stuff. I know you're excited, William.
No,
talk about the
no.
New England Patriots.
Absolutely.
What about the Dallas Cowboys? See how he changed? All you Cowboy fans, see what happened there? He was about ready to die. He said, please don't talk about it. And then he, oh yeah, Cowboys.
Yes.
Woo! Yes. 47-9.
How about them? It was the biggest home loss in the Jerry Jones era. On Mr. Jones.
One day we'll talk about that. My past history. I was a Cowboy fan in the 90s. What? I won 3 Super Bowls.
So when are you going to become a Chiefs fan?
I'm not. They already won. I can't join a team that's already won. I mean, I'm looking for a team that I can come in and just looking for something impactful to come back with. I don't know. When I get to this, during the week, I kind of miss it. But then I get to Sunday and watch all these other people cry. And I kind of like, okay, I'm good. I didn't see you cry. You weren't around me. You're just used to it by now in the last 3 years.
Oh.
Sorry.
Wow.
Well, you got rid of Brady. It's the Brady curse. Y'all want to be like the curse of Bambino now. The opposite. Boston's getting a second Boston curse.
Yeah, we probably will be.
Any other games? See,
Packers beat the Cardinals. Colts beat the Titans.
I like the fact that the Ravens beat the Commanders. I said Redskins. I want to say Redskins. Ravens and Redskins. I still think the Ravens are back on track now with Henry. Is he a pretty good running back or what?
He's a good running back.
He might be on the top 5 by the end of his career now.
Oh, yeah.
Be a top 5 runner, especially now. Has he got a world title yet?
No, he does not.
So if he gets one with them, that puts him up there at the top echelon. And I think Super Bowls matter big time. And that would make him a top 5 running back ever.
And the Bears get it done in London. The Bears get it done in London, beating the Jaguars.
Jaguars.
54
down
16.
too quick.
They are going down the way. Trevor Lawrence, sorry for him.
Carolina Panthers.
That's another team we feel sorry for.
Well, if they lose by less than 20, it's a win.
Fair enough.
He said it, not me.
Steelers beat the Raiders. Chargers beat the Broncos. All good stuff this week.
Yeah. Quickly for next week.
The Patriots go to London.
Yeah, y'all gonna win.
Maybe.
Yeah. What do you got tonight? Jets or Bills?
Give me the Bills.
Me too. Even though I want my buddy John once again, who's already had a big game or about to have a big win in the baseball side, he has another football side coming tonight with the big Jet fan.
I can't pick
the
the Jets. I can't pick the Jets.
Yeah. You have another Buck fan.
And I heard, this is just a rumor, I heard the Cowboys are a 20.5 point underdog to the bye week.
Oh man, once again, they're Florida State and Dallas should play. They might win that game.
Someone has to win that game.
Yes? I saw a couple of games I wanted to say.
That's an NHL.
Are you a hockey fan?
I'm a hockey fan. Give me my Bruins.
Okay, give me my Hurricanes. We got who you got 49ers versus the Chiefs. That's a pretty decent game for next Sunday, even though the 49ers not played nowhere near as good as anybody thought.
The refs.
The refs. Well, you don't think the Chiefs have earned this?
To an extent, yes and no.
They earn it because they know how to keep the team together. First of all, they know how to sign important players, which have not learned. You've forgotten your days, have you not? He's just forgotten the great Patriot era of signing players under the radar and making them great players. He don't forgot that. Anyway, hey, look at that game next Monday night. We can talk about next Monday night, but Ravens and Buccaneers. That's an interesting matchup. We'll get somebody that. Detroit and Minnesota.
That'll be a fine.
Going Vikings.
Got me Detroit.
I love Detroit. Brady made some great points yesterday in the post-game press conference with him and the Fox. But Minnesota just seems like they might be destined. But if you watch there's a YouTube
to lose another Super Bowl.
Well, maybe that. But they're destined to fail because if you watch a YouTube channel, their whole franchise is based on being great for 8 games and failing, or being great for 16 games and then failing, or even being great for, like you said, 18 games, whatever it was in the 70s, and then losing. So that's just a fun little tidbit for the Vikings. So I got Vikings even though it's a regular season game. I think playoffs, Lions win. Regular season game, Vikings win.
Fair enough.
Anything else on there?
Not really.
Oof. That was the Bill. That was oof for the Titans. They have to play the Bills next week. What are the Titans doing this year? Nothing.
Will Levis is becoming a meme.
All right. As we get close to the end of the show, we're going to break down our college basketball teams. You start with the Kentucky freaking Wildcats, and hate to do this to myself, but I got to talk about the NC State Wolfpack.
I don't think I hate myself enough. Well, it's a new era in Lexington with their new coach. The expectation will still be the same in Lexington, another natty. They are one of those fan bases, one of those schools that it's national title or bust. They start at 23 in the nation. I think they're going to have a down year. I think it's going to take time to build that program. They also had to replace some people like Reed Shepherd, but they do have some ballers as well. But I do think this is an okay year, but a not good year by Kentucky basketball standards. I think you're going to have, I would say the ceiling is Sweet 16.
Okay. Look up NC State real quick. Give me a hard time. Look at the rankings real quick, the top 25. I'm interested to see. What do you think? I think NC State had a great ending last year.
Oh, Kansas is the number one team.
Kansas is number one, and I agree with that. And guess where? Okay. Guess who plays Kansas in the second game of the regular season this year?
Who?
North Carolina.
Oh, Alabama's number 2.
Who's number 10?
Zona.
Oh, okay. They got this. This is ESPN is not caught up on their own self on their own website. That's bad.
So the top 10 is Kansas, Alabama, UConn, Houston, Iowa State, Gonzaga, Duke, Baylor, North Carolina, Arizona.
And
Tennessee comes in 12th.
Ooh.
Boy, Purdue is nowhere near.
Yeah, but I like their coach. And I think he knows how to get them going. Kellogg knows how to get them started. And it's a bit rebuilding season, but I guarantee you by the end of the year, they'll be in the running for the Big Ten title.
I think they will be.
And then NC State. You already gone over Kentucky enough?
Yeah, Kentucky's going to be 23rd. Again, I think Sweet 16.
I don't think some NC State fans are going to like what I'm about to say about NC State this year.
My apologies.
And they lost some players. The big boy's gone. A couple other guys are gone from last year's team. And I just think they absolutely suck. I mean, sorry. Lord. Forgive me. Oh, anyway, the schedule is probably not very difficult. They play Purdue. Anyway, why would you do that to yourself? Anyway, then they go in December in the Big Ten SEC Challenge. They play Texas. Purdue and Texas. That's a couple losses right there. Anyway, then they go. Listen, they play Purdue, Texas, and Kansas. What's he doing to them?
Watch them.
It's suicide.
Watch them win all those games, but yet lose to.
No. They are definitely not winning those games. I think it's going to be back down to reality. January 11th, I got that marked on my calendar. You know what that is? TikTok live.
Oops. What?
Oh well. Screw TikTok. Anyway, well, you know what January 11th is?
What?
North Carolina and NC State. That's a game I got marked on my calendar for now, even more reasons than I had marked on it before. We're going to whoop NC State's tail in Raleigh, North Carolina. There's a good chance I might be there for that game. Then they play Duke, they're normal. Then they play Carolina in Chapel Hill. That'd be another beatdown.
What's their ceiling?
Their ceiling is the NIT.
NIT.
Sorry, I apologize. Apologize to all the NC State fans. Your ceiling is the NIT this year.
We'll see what happens.
Next week, I'm going to do Wake Forest because I feel like they're actually third in the ACC poll. Wake Forest. Who do you want to do next week, William? What's an interesting team? Let's think over it over the week and we'll get back to you on that one.
But I didn't do Houston.
You want to do Houston?
Yeah.
Tell us why you want to do Houston, William.
They're a good team. They're up and up. I think this is the year they can make a run.
They make a run every year. They come up a little bit short every year, though, because their talent level is not matched up. Because when you get to the NCAA tournament, it's a little bit different than the crappy conference they played in the Big 12. Sorry.
We'll see.
Anything else you want to touch on tonight, Mr. William?
I'm good. Are you?
Wibble? I'm good. Looking forward to Friday night live from Durham, North Carolina, Duke, and Florida State.
We will keep you updated on any changes to the schedule in terms of our road show in Durham, and we will see.
I promise you, we're going live
at some
point Friday night.
In the night, keep an eye out for that. But we will see you Friday night somewhere.
Like, subscribe, and whatever else you want to do.
And follow us on social media.
We're getting going, William.
We're on Instagram.
Getting excited.
We're on Threads. We are on Facebook now. So like our other page. So
thank y'all for everybody who watched us last week. We had 500 views last week on Facebook, William.
Yes.
We just need 500 more. We get paid.
Wow. Look at it. But we will see you on Friday night.
Can we get somebody to subscribe on YouTube? How many subscribers do you want this week, William?
Give us at least 20 before
Get to 20.
Before the road show.
Before the road show. Okay. 20.
Get to 20 to 50 before the road show.
All right.
And we will see you on Friday night. Have a good night.
Go Noles.
Go Vols.